everybody, and welcome to this week's episode of Fucking Easy Food Prep, healthy food you actually want to eat.
Hello.
So I'm joined by my lovely assistant Mel today, who you've obviously already met. She's a very good assistant. She's going to be beating our cheesecake. So today we're making baked cheesecake. So instead of Philadelphia cream cheese, we're going to use ricotta because it's really hard to find. I actually haven't found any cream cheese with no crap in it, have you?
No.
I've never seen any.
No.
Yeah. So ricotta's much better. We got this one from a little deli near us, so it's just pretty much milk and salt and rennet, and that's it. And we've got 750 grams of ricotta. We have 2 eggs. We've got, that's about half a rind of a lemon. We should be right because we actually had a little bit too much, so it's okay. But that's all right. We'll just should be right. 100 grams of sugar, and then we've got some like vanilla bean paste, but you don't have to use vanilla bean paste. You can just use good old vanilla essence if you've got it in the cupboard. One thing I like about this style of eating is that you really can do it on a budget, and you can do it as cheaply or as expensively, if that's a word, as you like. Like, how much would you spend on food do you reckon a week?
I spend about $90 on
That's
food
good
a week.
for the whole week.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm Scrooge.
Yeah, but you're good though. You've got that good little, 24-hour fruit shop that we think's a drugstore.
Yeah.
Because who the fuck's open for 24 hours?
Exactly.
Like a fruit shop, really? Mm-hmm. That's got such cheap fruit too.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you can really eat. You can get all the nutrients you need. You don't need expensive supplements from food, and you can really do it on a budget. A lot of the mums in our program will shop at Aldi. Milk, eggs, cheese, butter, lean meats, potatoes, carrots.
Aldi
yogurts.
even has free range chicken.
Yeah.
And meats now. So
I think too, you've got to do what your budget can afford. So if you've got loads of cash and you can afford to buy all organic, free range, pasture raised, everything, do it. But if you're on a bit more of a budget, just buy the best that you can. And with the meats, if you can't get grass fed, buy the leanest cuts of meat, because it's the fat that's the issue with non-grass fed meat, and obviously also hormones and other things they use. But again, you've just got to do what your budget can afford. So we're actually doing a baked cheesecake because we've got a recipe in the group. I think April's done it. It's not a baked one though, is it?
yeah, no, it's just ricotta and condensed milk just mixed together.
Oh, yeah. So we might make that next time. But we thought, because I really like baked cheesecake, and I haven't had it for ages, really, because it's really hard. You can't find any shit in them, so of course we'll make our own. So basically, you just throw all this shit into the bowl and you mix it. So it's a teaspoon of the paste. So we'll put in 1, 2. So that's half a teaspoon. So we'll put in. How nice does it smell? Mm-hmm. And I'll crack the eggs in.
We're gonna have this tonight, though?
Yeah, I think we should.
Dessert.
Yeah. 2 eggs. Just put them there. So really give this a good stir, Mel. Like, that's a bit of a pussy stir. So come on, put your fucking wrist in there. You're supposed to actually do this with like a blender, like a beater. Yes. But we don't have a beater, so maybe we can both have a mix. And you're supposed to use caster sugar, and I think that it's probably because it makes it a bit finer.
Yeah.
But as usual, we're just like, whatever we've got in the cupboard. Maybe if we whisk it a bit, do you think that would be? Do you think a whisk would be good? You what?
Build up the biceps.
No, that's right. Lucky you've got those big arms.
I do love a big gun.
Yeah, because see how it's a little bit chunky. So I think obviously if you had a what do you call it?
Beaters.
Like a beaters, that would probably, we should probably get some of them. Because we do a bit more baking now.
Yeah.
We're having a conversation this week, Mel and I, as we do, because we sit up at our desk and, do you want me to have a mix with this?
Sure.
Yeah. We'll just try and get it a bit more smooth. It's interesting, we were talking about women in the program, and, it's not so much the nutrition and the training, it's actually getting them to be consistent, and I think...
And
booze, yeah. It's an issue. It's like, they so desperately want to change, or, ask yourself if you are unhappy with where you are, and you want to get from A to B, but there's things that you're doing that are sabotaging yourself. Mm-hmm. And it's I think that women think that, well, I'm just going to do this for 12 weeks, or I'm just going to do this for however long. But it really is, it's a lifelong change.
Yeah,
you
absolutely.
know. And I think too, the other key is you've got to fail forward, you know, because there is not one woman that's come into our program that hasn't fucked up. Hey.
But we learn from that.
Yeah, totally. And you know, you've got to play the long game, because, you know, for many of you out there, you fucked yourself from years of dieting. Years and years, like you have.
Yeah,
So
trying to chase those quick fixes that don't work, because we're restricting our body from all the things that it's running on, like it runs on carbohydrates and sugar. And when we diet, we do this stupid, ridiculous low-calorie diet, when we cut out carbs, we cut out dairy and sugar. And that's why we binge, because we're depriving our bodies of those things that it actually needs. So, and like Peter says all the time, you can't be overweight if you're having a 1,200 calorie diet.
You can't.
It's impossible.
Yeah.
Absolutely impossible. You're overweight because you're restricting and then you're binging. And with the alcohol, like there's so many calories in alcohol.
Oh yeah.
And it's poisoning your muscle as well.
Just poisons you in general.
Yeah.
Strips out the B vitamins. It's like, you know, not saying that you can't ever have a drink again. Do you want to have a mix?
Yeah.
But I think especially if you have a lot of healing to do, or you've got a lot of weight to lose, break the habit, break the cycle. You know, say to yourself, I'm going to give myself a goal of 12 weeks of not drinking. I used to be a big drinker. And ask yourself, like, oh, I can't go somewhere and not have fun without drinking. Well, that's a problem. You know, and that's something that you have to work on. But I think, you know, with any change, you just have to fail forward and realize that, you know, it's not going to be easy, and it takes a lot of behavior change, and it takes, you know, discipline and persistence and failing forward and not giving up when you hit little roadblocks. I think that's the thing that women don't realize. And when you actually do this and you eat more food and eat more carbs, you're not going to feel like smashing heaps of piss, because that's what I used to do. Because I needed the carbs. I was so like hungry.
Yeah.
So I think that, you know, once you eat a bit more.
And it's not just like, it's the next couple of days, because you drink, you feel like shit for days after. It affects your training.
I reckon that's good when
you eat shit because you feel like shit. You're depressed.
Totally. Yeah. What's a depressant? It's like people who take antidepressants and then they go and drink alcohol. It's like, I mean, anyway, but that's so
We
good.
were raging alcoholics.
Oh, yeah.
Both of us.
I still love it. And I'll still have a drink, but every now and then. It's not that I never drink anymore, but I just don't get shit-faced. And I just don't drink as often because I just don't need to now.
No.
Should we? I reckon
We
that's
tell
good.
you have to ask yourself the question too.
Why?
Like, what is the story
What are you running away?
telling yourself
Totally.
to
Let's put it in.
make you want to drink?
Yeah. Here, you hold it and I'll... That actually, how good does it taste?
It's pretty
It
good.
tastes amazing. So we've just put some grease-proof paper in this.
I'm gonna let go.
Okay. Whoops. In this
We're so good at this, hey?
yeah. In this container, I probably should have put a bit more up the sides, but that's all right. It'd be right. Yeah, just some grease-proof paper. We've preheated the oven to 180 degrees. And I think it says about 20 minutes. We'll try it for 20 minutes. We'll come back and we'll see. Oh, that's so good.
Sprinkle a bit of something on the top.
Yeah. What? Like what? What do you reckon?
Nutmeg.
Bit of lemon?
Nutmeg.
Lemon rind? No, I don't have any nutmeg, I don't think. Sorry. That looks good.
So good. And easy.
But we could just make the mixture,
Yeah.
All right. All right, you want to open? Okay, so preheated, 180. So,
Voila.
we'll come back in 20 minutes and we'll have a look. All right, we're all done. It's actually been nearly an hour because obviously we fucked the time up.
Again.
But that's okay. So 180 degrees for 50 minutes to an hour. If you come over to the oven here now apparently you're supposed to turn it off and then just leave the door slightly ajar like that and let it actually cool in the oven for a couple of hours. So we're just gonna let that, I don't know if that you can do it any, just it's as much as you can do it. Yes, it'll be right. So there you go, fucking easy cheesecake. This is gonna make me 6 serves. I'm gonna have it probably after dinner. We were saying we could probably add some new gel in there as well, because I like to have some new gel before I go to dinner. We actually forgot to do that. But that's a really super easy recipe, way to get calcium into your diet to something nice and sweet. You could have it with a nice cup of tea.
Bit of fruit on top.
Oh, a bit of fruit would be nice.
Strawberries,
You could have a little
raspberries.
bit of raspberries, have a bit of cream, but that's probably going to blow your fat macros, I'd say. But there you go, fucking easy cheesecake, enjoy.